So today's painting is Poppy Duo, and that's aptly named because I've decided to paint this on 2 canvases. I'm going to begin just by very loosely sketching in some poppy shapes. Now these are like an oval shape. If you are using 2 canvases, try to have them cross over, so that gives it a really nice effect. It's nice to have odd numbers whenever you're designing a floral painting. So you can see these are just very loose shapes, there's no detail in that whatsoever. So some of this area will be a little bit pinker and some just a bit greener. And I really like this nice random effect. It's a nice backdrop. This green grey is a nice backdrop to these lovely red poppies. This is the beauty of oils, they stay open so you're able to manipulate them and blend them a little further once you've applied all your colours. So I'm lightly now going to soften. And I'll throw in a few little extra details in there. Maybe give the suggestion of sort of out of focus foliage. And I'm going to start blocking in. And all I'm doing is creating some nice loose strokes and pulling all into the centre. This flower is going to be facing that way. So I'm pulling all my strokes into the centre of the flower. Now this one's facing that way, so the same again. I'm going to pull all my strokes to the centre and keep them nice and jagged, nice ragged edges. And again, I've got another small bud just tipping over. And again, I'm going to just initially just sketch the placement of my main leaf. I have it something like that, and I want the border to actually cut that off. Drop of oil this time, and I'm going to block in the stems. So we've got, again, coming from the centre, we've got a stem that will come down this way, and again just disappear behind that border. So at this stage everything looks very rough. I'm going to come along and just pop in a hint of a highlight. Again, I'm going to have to redo some of these once I've removed the border. I'm going to begin using an S stroke. I've kept all the edges nice and ragged, so we're ready now to remove the border. And I'm going to fill in now the rest of these poppies, and this gives the illusion that they're just spilling right out of the frame. Put your centre in there, and then we're going to drop down to where the belly is, and these are where the skirts of the petals, as the petals fall away, we want to put a dark under there. A little bit more of that black. I want to make sure it's a lot darker than the underpainting. We can have a petal there, one there, and then these are the back petals. So it's from the outside to the centre. I'm trying to keep the edges nice and ragged. Now I'm not highlighting everything, don't want them all to be equally bright, just really to help define a couple of the edges. So it's around onto that chiselled edge. Now we're going to finish off by adding the centres. So I'm going to use some black and some alizarin. Nice dark centre now. Tap on a smaller area in the middle. And that's a finished painting. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Painting these petals is not always easy, but once you've mastered the poppy, you can paint any flower, including the rose.